What if the loudest part of someone's life wasn't their career, but the silence that's now echoing in their home? After nearly 3 decades, the woman who stood beside Akon through hardship, glory, and global ambition has filed for divorce, just days before what have been their 29th wedding anniversary. That timing is no accident. In the next minutes, we'll peel back the public persona, the hidden conflicts, and the financial storms swirling behind closed doors. Even if you think you know Akon's story, there's more than what made the headlines. Akon's birth name is Aleoni Damala Boga Time Huru Naka Lululu Badara Akon Time, but the world knows him simply as Akon. Born April 16, 1973, he straddled two worlds, Senegal and the United States. His father, More Time, is a celebrated percussionist, giving young Akon a musical pedigree from the start. Early in his career, he faced the kind of rejection many never recover from. His first record deal in 1996 failed to take off, but persistence paid off. Producer Divine Stevens discovered him, leading to a deal with SRC/Universal. That was the turning point. Then came trouble in 2004. Songs like Locked Up and Lonely struck a nerve raw, personal, explosive. Suddenly, Akon wasn't just another new voice, he was a force. His second album, Convicted, 2006, solidified that, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200, going triple platinum, and making history with Billboard chart feats. Akon had arrived. A few more milestones, he became the first artist to hold both the first and second positions on the Hot 100 twice. He also holds a Guinness World Record for being the top-selling artist in master ringtone sales, a move he admitted was as much business savvy as creativity. From prison talk, which has been disputed, to global fame, his story was always dramatic, ambitious, and deeply rooted in contradictions. But success often demands a price, which shows in how his public empire began rubbing against his private world. The woman beside the star. Who is Tameka Time? She isn't usually in the spotlight, but she has been there the whole time. Tameka married Akon on September 15, 1996, long before platinum plaques and global tours. That date is consistently reported across the media. We don't know all the details of how they met, but what emerges over time is a picture of someone who held the home steady while the world watched her husband build an empire. They share a daughter, Journey, now 17 years old. In her divorce filing, she's seeking joint legal custody, but primary physical custody, and emphasizing her role in their daily life. Over the years, rumors swirled about multiple relationships, but Tameka remained the anchor of the public image, quiet, supporting, yet rarely speaking. Her voice, until now, has been muted in the backdrop of Akon's global ambitions. Still, that silence masks stresses, cultural expectations, shifting priorities, and the tension between tradition and modern marriage. One of the most sensitive, controversial aspects of Akon's story is his open embrace of polygamy. He has publicly said he views it as part of his cultural heritage and has multiple children with different women. Media accounts suggest he has 9 children across various relationships. While Tameka has been seen in public as his legal spouse, rumors say Akon introduced other partners, such as Amira Iman Time, sometimes called a mirror, who has addressed public speculation about her marriage to him. That arrangement of managing multiple relationships, balancing cultural expectations, and protecting a public image can stretch even the strongest bonds. If love was once simple, it became complex, and complexity leaves fault lines. Akon's artistic success was only part of his ambition. He launched Convict Music and Con Live, helping shape careers like T-Pain's and Lady Gaga's. He wasn't just making hits, he was building infrastructure in the music world. Then came projects bigger than music. Akon Lighting Africa, 2014, to electrify rural communities, a coin, his cryptocurrency, and the grand vision of Akon City in Senegal. Akon City was boldly promised as a futuristic, sustainable, smart city running on a coin. But it has long been mired in delays, skepticism, and legal challenges. In fact, in mid-2025, the project was formally terminated by Senegal's tourism authority, SAPCO, after repeated failure to begin construction on the promised scale. Authorities confirmed the project is, quote, no longer exists, pivoting to more realistic development plans. This collapse is more than a failed project. It's a possible crack in Akon's perceived financial might. If the foundations of his empire are shaky, what does that say about his personal life? As his ambitions grew outward, reports suggest his attention inside the home waned. Tamika's role, once invisible, may have shifted to one of holding the line amid an expanding empire. Then the bombshell, September 11, 2025. Just 4 days before what would have been their 29th wedding anniversary, Tamika filed for divorce. In her court documents, she cites irreconcilable differences. She requests joint legal custody of their daughter, but asks for primary physical custody, allowing visitation rights for Akon. She also seeks spousal support, while explicitly asking the court to deny any spousal support to Akon. The striking thing, she didn't list a date of separation. Instead, she left it as TBD, a possible signal she gave chance after chance before pulling the plug. Media reports mention that neither Akon nor Tamika has publicly commented yet. Within hours, rumors blazed that she asked for €100 million in settlement. Some tabloids claim Akon's personal account had only $10,000, with most of his wealth held under his mother's name. But so far, these are unverified rumors, and they should be treated with caution. Nevertheless, once a narrative this dramatic hits public view, it becomes part of perception, even if later proven false. Let's see what's being claimed versus what's proven. The €100 million demand is widely reported in tabloids and entertainment sites, but no confirmed court document has verified that. The $10,000 personal account claim is circulated but unconfirmed. Media outlets warn against taking it as fact without documents. The idea that major assets are held under his mother's name is alleged in gossip cycles, not confirmed in public filings. Meanwhile, the collapse of Akon City adds fuel to speculation. If investors pulled back, contracts were terminated, or the project was officially scrapped, the foundation for many of his public claims would weaken. A long-standing lawsuit from Divine Stevens, former business partner, accused Akon of owing nearly $4 million tied to Akon City finances. So, when someone claims there's no money in his personal account and asks for huge sums in divorce, it doesn't exist in isolation. The narrative is tied to rising doubts about how much of his empire was real. For fans and skeptics alike, the question becomes, was the public persona a mirror or a mask? If you build a mountain, the face away from the camera is the one that bears cracks. For nearly 30 years, Tamika held a side of Akon's life few saw: the day-to-day, the family, the pressure of balancing his ambition and her quiet stability. Now she's no longer willing to tolerate silence. By requesting custody and support while seeking to deny him support, she flips the traditional script. She's asking to hold not just the child, but the narrative. Public reaction is already mixed. Some fans sympathize with her for standing up. Others question how a marriage that seemed stable could fracture so dramatically. Some see financial claims as opportunistic. For Akon, this is more than a divorce. It's possibly the most significant PR moment of his life. His legacy has always been tied to ambition, to creating for Africa, and to vision beyond music. But now, the story is personal, and in personal stories, there's no hiding behind hits. So here's what you should watch for: court filings. Evidence, asset schedules, and internal documents could reveal what's really held under whose name. Public statements. Will Akon speak? Will Tamika break silence? How would they frame their narratives will influence fan support. Custody battles. Who actually gets primary physical custody, and how visitation is structured. This could indicate who had the more control behind the scenes. Asset disclosures and business audits. If Akon City or other ventures are demanded for accounts, we may see audits or financial reviews. Media leaks, interviews, former insiders, staff. Some voice may leak from someone who saw the cracks forming. So depending on how this plays out, this could redefine how celebrity families are viewed, especially artists who tie so much of their identity to empire and legacy. So here's what we can tentatively accept and what we should treat as a possibility. The divorce filing is real. The requests for joint legal custody, primary physical custody, spousal support, and denial of support to Akon are real. Other details, €100 million demand, $10,000 account, and assets in the mother's name are speculative and unverified. But speculations matter when they align with wider patterns: the failure of Akon City, lawsuits, and public scrutiny over his business ventures. If there's one lesson here, it's this. Even the bright lights of fame can't always cover fractures beneath. Empires crumble not just from outside attacks, but from the weight of silence, misunderstood loyalties, and unspoken resentment. So here's the question for you. Which version do you lean towards? Was this divorce inevitable, or did someone hold the power longer than we imagined? Drop your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and stay tuned. I'll be watching this case closely, and next we'll explore how other stars protect or lose their legacy when relationships crumble.